Hello and welcome to Shop Talk with Dan the Man. In today's video we're going to talk about IRWIN Quick Grips. Stay tuned to find out more. Hello, if you're new to this channel, my name is Dan Shannon. I enjoy woodworking as a hobby and being out in the shop. On this channel, dive deep into my shop as we explore tools and tool reviews, as well as chatting about everything related to woodworking. If this grabs you by the tool belt, please subscribe to my channel if you want more videos like this. Back to Shop Talk with Dan the Man. Today's video we're going to talk about these IRWIN Quick Grips. Now, when it comes to a quick grip clamp system, there's so many different products out there these days. DeWalt makes one. The list is a mile long for these quick grips. What I would recommend is get something that suits you and your shop. Now, I got IRWIN because I did a lot of reviews online and they recommended these IRWIN Quick Grips as one of the most capable brands for quick grip systems. So what do I mean by quick grip? Well, a lot of times if you're having a project that you're gluing together, you need something that's going to be quick and you can grip onto your project. So we're going to go into some special features of this clamping tool. Stay tuned for that. What are the features with this clamp system? Well, there's two different models of this clamp. There's one that has yellow pads at the end and ones that have black pads. Now the difference between these two clamps are quite a bit. There is a big difference in price as well. So depending on your clamping needs in your shop, you might buy the cheaper version, which is this, or the more expensive version. Now, what are the differences between the cheaper and the more expensive? Well, the cheaper version just has a pad on either side that does not rotate. So it's flat. Once it snugs up, it does not change its angle, whereas the more expensive ones, you can slide a locker and you can do it in its upright position or have it pivot. Same with the opposite side. So depending on the project, it would be nice to have one that kind of bends with the wood so that it's not stiff and rigid. And the other feature that this does not have is you can undo the end on the more expensive one and then you bring it around and clip it onto the opposite side. So then it's a spreader instead of a clamp product. So you can actually, you need to push on the inside to glue boards like a box perhaps. You can easily do that with the spreader and it will hold the inside boards flush with the outside boards. So I didn't really need that at this point. Maybe at some point I'll buy one of those clamps, but for now this is the clamp that I chose. And it's very straightforward. You just have your trigger here and you just keep squeezing it until it gets to the particular force that you'd like for your project. So they do hold well on your project. I'm not worried that the gearing in here will come loose and all of a sudden it will back out. Once it's clamped, it's clamped for good. And when you're done, you just press this black lever here and it releases the pressure and it will back off. So I'll give you an example of that. I got a couple boards here. I'm just gonna clamp together and yeah, so that's basically it for the features of this particular clamp. Like I said, the more expensive model does have those extra features, so depending on what you're doing in your shop, you might want to opt for the more expensive clamp. Let's jump into some hands-on. Okay, so we're back for some hands-on. Now, you'll notice on the table here, I have different sizes of these clamps. Now, the purpose for that is in your shop, you'll be faced with different projects involving different sizes of boards that you have to clamp. So in this particular case, I'm going to use this size of clamp because I look at my project that I have, and this will be a shelf. So you need to glue the top board with your bottom shelf board, and basically you just line up your ends. These are 2 scrap pieces. You just line up your ends till it's flush, and a lot of times in the shop you only have your 2 hands, and with C-clamps and a lot of those other pipe clamps, you have to have 2 hands kind of like navigate them. They're a little bit more heavy duty. So these easy clamp are great for shoring up your project quite easily. So you just line up your side pad. Now you can actually shrink that down a little bit if you find that it's too much. And then you just pull the trigger until it pinches down on your project. And if that's not lined up, you can tell there it's definitely not lined up. You can just back it off again by pulling this release trigger in, and then line it up to where you want it again, and then reapply pressure. So there, that is perfectly set up the way that I want it. And then I can go ahead and grab another clamp for the end. So I got my second clamp here, and I can shorten it up, and then of course just pull the trigger until it's nice and flush, and then that's it. Your project is clamped up, and you can set it aside and let it dry. Now some projects are more delicate for clamping, so that's why they have these smaller clamps. So say you're doing a jewelry box or something that's very scroll work, you know, that kind of thing. This would be a perfect clamp. Same idea, has the release trigger and then the clamping mechanism. So you just slide it ahead until you get it to the boards, and then of course you just pull on your trigger until it stops. So yeah, depending on the shop and your clamping needs, and of course your hands, a lot of times you don't have an extra set, and these quick clamps are perfect for these scenarios. I've actually used them a lot, and I want to get a couple more of these bigger ones because I find the bigger ones, for me anyways, are more what I do for projects. But you know, the different sizes definitely come in handy when you're clamping. So when you're done, it's very straightforward to take these clamps off. You just click the release, snaps off, click the release on the bottom one, snaps off, and of course this wasn't glued, but if it was, hopefully in your case it wouldn't fall apart like that. It would be glued for good. Another tip when you're gluing, speaking of clamping and gluing boards together, you're going to want to adjust your pressure ever so slightly. You don't want to clamp on it as hard as you can and let all the glue spill out on your project. You want actually just to do it till it's snug, because the glue is actually what binds your boards together. So I would say, just snug it up. You'll feel it. Just kind of give it a snug, and then wipe the excess glue off with a hot rag. But you never want to put on full torque onto your gluing, because the glue will leak out, and then of course there's nothing to bind your boards together. So thanks for watching this video. Hopefully you can pick up some of these clamps, and like I said, there's many different brands that sell these. I went with the IRWIN brand because like I said, I went online, there was a bunch of positive reviews on this product, and I do enjoy them, and I would recommend them to anyone that's looking at an easy clamp system. So give me a thumbs up, don't forget to click on that subscribe button, and as always, thanks for watching and supporting my channel, and yeah, check this video out here. Have a great day.